Well, good morning, beautiful people. It's me, Sam, from your friendly neighborhood Dunder Mifflin Paper Company. And in honor of Blue Beetle coming out recently, I decided to rank all the DCU movies from my least favorite to my absolute favorite. Now, Blue Beetle is still on the fence. We're still unsure if it's gonna be left behind with all the DCU movies or if it's gonna be moving over to James Gunn's new DC universe. I hope it moves over. I've said it, many times. I'll say it again. I think Blue Beetle deserves more attention, especially if this weekend is National Movie Theater Day. So I highly recommend you take advantage of the $4 movie tickets to go see Blue Beetle, okay? It's on Sunday, this coming Sunday. All right, so let's get down to the ranking with my least favorite to my favorite. Starting at the dead bottom, number 15, Suicide Squad. This is hands down one of my favorite movie trailers. And I was so excited when this movie came out. And then it came out and it was terrible. 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 It's the only DCU movie where I just flat out hate it. Now there is some hope. Apparently they're going to be releasing a like they did with the Snyder cut, they're going to be releasing a David Ayer cut, and I do hope it's much better than this. You would think so. Apparently had a different take, and the studio is the one that butchered the film and made it into what it is. All right, at number 14 is Black Adam. I've talked about it many times. It's just very mediocre. At number 13, look, is Joss Whedon's Justice League. I think this movie isn't as bad as many people say. It's not great and it's not good, but it's okay. At number 12, we have The Flash. Look, this movie has moments of greatness in it. I truly believe that. But overall, it is disappointing. At number 11 is Wonder Woman. Look, if the whole movie had been like the first hour of Wonder Woman, then yes, this would have easily been top tier DC EU for me. But I just don't understand what people talk about this movie being this phenomenal film. I think, yeah, the first hour, I get it. It's great. But that second hour and a half is just so bland, so boring. The final fight is just so, like, you can barely see what's going on. So predictable, so cookie cutter. I just think this is easily one of, if not the most overrated DCU movie in the universe. As well, in my personal opinion, I think it's one of the most overrated superhero movies ever made. Unpopular opinion, I know, just my opinion. At number 10, look, I'm going to get a lot of flack with this. Wonder Woman 1984. You're probably thinking, how are you going to like Wonder Woman 1984 than the original Wonder Woman? Well, this is why. Because even though 84 was ridiculous and at times even bonkers and cheesy, I never felt myself like thinking of anything else. I was entertained. It's almost terribly bad, laughably bad, but it's entertaining and I enjoyed myself, and it's not great and it's probably is a bad movie, but I was entertained, and I mean, at least I wasn't bored and trying not to fall asleep like I did with Wonder Woman. All right, number 9, Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Okay, so Shazam! Fury of the Gods, very much similar to the first Wonder Woman. The first hour, I was on a high with this movie. Very fun, very exciting. And then the next hour or so, it just got worse and worse and worse. And the final 30 minutes, the final 30-minute fight just kept on going on and on and on and on. And how many times are they going to do that whole Wonder Woman shows up and her her music comes up, every time I've seen that in a movie, and they've showed it quite a few times in the past few years, like no one cheers it's just dead silence. So they're not getting that pop that they expect they are. I don't know what their deal is. Number 8 is Batman v Superman. Look, the Ultimate Edition, the 3-hour version, is much better than the 2.5-hour version. They add a lot here. It's fine. Is it overall disappointing because it's Batman v Superman? It should be a big blockbuster film, yeah. But it does have its moments, and I do like it enough. At number 7, this is another one that doesn't get a lot of praise, and I just don't understand why. It's Birds of Prey. I think this movie is so cool, so fast-paced, so funny. The action is very violent, very brutal, very bloody. I enjoyed it. That's just my opinion. Number 6 is Snyder Cut Justice League. It's like over 4 hours long. It is a dark, somber. This is what the Justice League movie should have been. This is what Batman v Superman should have been. It's really, really, really good. It's not great. It's not a masterpiece. It's not one of the best superhero movies, but it's really, really good. At number 5, barely breaking into the top 5, is Aquaman. This is pretty much just a Saturday morning cartoon. It is a whole lot of fun. I don't even care if it's a little longer than it needed to be. I had a blast with this movie. This is the definition of a popcorn summer movie. At number 4 is Shazam. I think they did a great job in terms of bringing David Sandberg in. This movie brings in the whole family element. It does it really well. It mixes comedy, the whole family drama, the superhero elements, and surprisingly, some horror elements. And that's why I think it was a smart move in bringing him over. It's just a charming little film. I think it's easily one of their better films, and it's easily one of their more tighter and more focused films. All right, I've talked about it a lot. Number 3, Blue Beetle. And I'm telling you, I plan on watching it again this weekend. I'm super excited to see it again. Blue Beetle is it brings a warm, a warm smile to me, a warm feeling to my heart. It's just delightful. I love the whole family element. As a superhero movie, it's decent. It gets by enough. Some of the action scenes are really cool, but the reason why to watch this movie are the characters, because they're just very lovable, very endearing, very funny. So on that front, I love the movie, okay? At number 2 is James Gunn's Suicide Squad. I'll admit, the first time I watched this movie, I liked it, but I thought it was disappointing. But the more I watched it, the more I loved it. And this is the reason why James Gunn is easily one of the better directors in terms of the superhero genre. I mean, look what he did with this, and then compare it to Guardians of the Galaxy 3. He really knows how to bring the humor, and he really knows how to bring the action, and finally, he really knows how to bring the tears and the emotional moments. And the Suicide Squad is easily one of the DCU best films. It's hands down one of their best. The best movie, in my opinion, in the DCU, and it doesn't get enough credit, is Man of Steel. When this movie came out, I thought it was as if Terrence Malick had directed it. It was so beautifully shot. The score, the cinematography, everything was just top tier. I thought Henry Cavill was easily one of, if not the best, Superman to ever be on film. I thought Michael Shannon was a great villain. I thought Amy Adams was great as Lois Lane. Everything was really great here. Now, I will say I don't think it's one of the greatest superhero movies, but I will say that this movie deserves more love than it gets. And I think it's easily one of the more overlooked superhero movies that has ever been made. So, guys, those are my top 10. At number 15, Suicide Squad, Black Adam, Justice League, Flash, Wonder Woman 1984, Shazam 2, Batman v Superman, Birds of Prey, Justice League, Aquaman, Shazam, Blue Beetle, Suicide Squad, and finally, Man of Steel,